Minds, a community where people spend thousands of dollars on full-body animal suits and live out their wildest dreams. They're called furries. Now, I've known about furries, I've seen the memes, I've seen the TikToks and the weird news headlines, but deep down, I never really understood them. I don't think anyone does. Why do people spend thousands of dollars on fur suits? Why do they identify with animals? What do these people even look like underneath the costume?
Yeah, you know what? You know what? Hold on.
The entire internet
Let's check this
think
out.
that they're so terrifying. To answer these questions, I'm stepping into the belly of the beast.
I searched all over social media trying to find someone.
Talk to me right now.
Most were camera shy or just didn't want to.
But then this happened.
Hello?
I saw that you were a part of the furry community, and I was curious to know if you would be open to like sort of an interview or maybe a day in the life video.
I'm a little bit hesitant just because, you know, we as furries, we kind of get a bad rap.
There's definitely not any sort of malicious intent or anything like that.
Okay, let me talk to my wife and then I'll definitely...
Sure. Thanks, bye.
Bye-bye.
Shortly after that phone call, the furry I spoke to, Z, agreed to let us come over and film. And today, it's happening.
Alright, hold on. We gotta go into this with an open mind.
Meeting
Chill
a
out.
furry named Z, and I don't know what to expect. What do you think?
Yo.
His name's Leo. He looks like someone tried to...
That heterochromia is sick, bro.
This is not the only furry we'll be meeting today.
Is there a way I can give myself heterochromia without contacts?
So, we made it. Z told us to meet in the lobby. Hello. You're Z. Nice to finally meet you. I'm Ryan.
Nice to put a name to the face. Really quick, I just need you to sign something just to kind of give us a little bit of insurance that, you know, the fandom is going to be portrayed in a positive light. Unfortunately, we face a lot of stigma. So if you don't mind just signing that really quick.
Oh, okay. No, that's cool. Cool. Good to go. I'll give that back to you.
All right, follow me. We're going to go ahead and head up.
Z just wanted to make sure this wasn't a hit piece or some big prank. Once that was cleared up, we were in.
This is Z.
Hi.
Where do we begin?
This is our office. This is where we keep a lot of the things that we need to make fursuits. I run a fursuit business, Pawfoot Production. A lot of that is making the actual costumes for people
Wait,
to
that's
wear
actually a
at
good
conventions
business.
and fur meets and things like that. This is going to be how it starts off.
There's
kind
just
of a
hella of them.
foam base here.
They're
You
just,
don't
like,
have to hold
lurking
that
or
if you'd
something.
like. So for example, this one is going to be a pigeon. You can see the little like sear and stuff. From there, you build on it with more foam, glue, fur, everything. And then you cut out the eyes and the mouth, and that way you can breathe.
Can that be a
and see
sustainable job?
out of them.
We have all the fursuit supplies.
Yeah, so something that any fursuit maker will tell you is that you'll never have enough fur because you never know what design you're gonna make next. You know.
How much do these run? Because I've heard they're thousands of dollars.
They're a lot. I would say an average price for like a partial is about $4,500.
What?
So now you don't even get the full.
That could run, depending on the maker, that could run up to 20,000.
Shit. So you can't be broke.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no way.
What's the deal with this one?
Did not expect you to pick that up.
Wait,
This is,
if you can't be broken
pup
into
hood.
that
There's
hurry.
a separate area of
High-key is
furry
good to
that's
date a
into
furry,
pup hoods, and that's kind of
'cause-
like it's not a kink. Well, it is a kink, but
Well, I
it's a
mean, it's
different
not
area of it.
inherently good to date a furry. But there's at least
I consider myself a hyena.
that
so
kind
this
of
is my
cushion
little hyena hood.
that, like,
That just sits right
they're
there.
doing
So
some
you're just here
with their
to-
lives
Yeah, this is where I spend a lot of my time, just
that's
sitting in my little
decent
chair,
enough
working
to
away.
afford that kind of hobby.
Fursuit.
Oh yeah.
Know what I mean? So,
What's your dog's name?
Snacks.
Snacks.
Yeah.
Snacks.
All right,
Oh,
so
shit.
this is our closet we don't open for a lot of people.
Oh, exclusive. Oh my
A
god.
little exclusive sneak peek here. So these are all of my fursuits. We've got Scout,
Oh.
we've got Bannock, Calypso, Nyx. These are just little
Whoa.
claws that my friend made.
This is a tail.
Yep, that's a big tail for you. And it actually has a hidden little belt loop in here, so you can just wear it right on your belt.
I actually got a furry belt on right now.
Oh, there you go. it'll work perfectly.
Y'all see it?
Hello.
yeah,
He's a
well,
king pigeon. He's bigger than
Pigeon?
these guys here. I actually saved him from a meat farm. So this is Peaches. If you hold your finger out, she'll probably kiss you.
Oh.
oh, that's a cool lizard.
Someone kiss me. Been waiting all year.
Oh my God. Yeah, so she's still going through her shed right now, so she might be a little sensitive.
What got you into furry fandom, furry hobby,
Furry, yeah.
furry lifestyle?
Actually, really interesting story about this. I was not a furry
Okay.
until maybe 2018. I went to a public park and I see a truck full of furries drive by. They're waving at people, you know, and I'm like, that looks like fun. I want to do that.
Oh.
Kind of just jumped into
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Started looking it up. I looked up werewolf costume, and then it led into furries, and then I was like,
Oh.
just make these, you know.
Tight shit.
Became a furry. I mean, it was pretty easy. You know?
Wow. Can you describe this specific character?
This is Scout. She's a hyena. Very custom character of mine that I really put a lot of thought into with the colors and the fact that she's a hyena, you know, kind of based off of me.
You resonate with hyenas because what you see yourself in them in a way, or
Yeah, exactly. You know, they're kind of seen as like
The most I did
I don't want to say, oh, I'm ugly.
while,
I'm a
like,
bigger person having that judgment.
hold on,
I'm
bro.
not super pretty to look at, but I love.
Okay. I'm not saying I particularly, you know what I'm saying, put on a goddamn suit and started howling at motherfuckers. But back in my day, one of the games I used to play was Animal Jam. I don't know if y'all remember it. It's a pretty old. It was kind of like one of those like web browsers games, like cool math games. But yeah, you would like spawn in as like an animal that you chose and got to do that sort of thing. So maybe it's like that for them. I don't fucking know, bro.
To laugh. That's like my favorite thing.
Wow.
Making jokes and having a good time with friends, things like that.
You said this was your first one, your first fursona. Do you have more?
Fursona.
It's actually a problem. And that's
Fuck.
the thing with the fandom is you can have one that you just really love, or you could have tens, hundreds if you really wanted.
How many do you have?
Hundreds, you'd have to
Arrow,
make six figures.
Calypso, Crumb, Doodle. I have like maybe 10. I don't have suits for them all yet, but that'll happen one day.
I have to ask this. Is this a kink thing? Is there a sexual undertone to this?
What you said, is it a kink? That's a very common misconception. Now, I'm not going to
Okay.
try and candy coat it and say, oh yeah, furries, we never have sex, whatever. You know, there is that part of the fandom that is not safe for work. A lot of people who will go to conventions and, you know, find the party. But that's not the majority of what we are. Even like at anime conventions, and there's horror conventions.
Well, I mean, that's just anime.
Will always have that not safe for work side to them. All these fandoms, there will always be a not safe for work side. And
I mean, the difference is that like
I mean, like, I'm very self-aware. Furries are
y'all
furries,
dress up
you
as
know,
like
but
animals.
we like it that way. A lot of the time, I'll just say like, keep furry weird. You know, we want to keep it that way.
Keep it weird.
You know, I'm not gonna be bold-faced say like a lie and be like, yeah, like look at like this is normal. You know, because in the public eye, it's not. And you know, speaking of, you know, having so many friends and stuff in the fandom, I kind of have a little bit of a surprise. Since I knew that we were going to be doing this, I kind of invited some of my friends over.
Yeah.
You invited your friends over.
Yeah, and they are all in full suit.
They're here.
Oh.
Waiting
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool if I tell them that they can come in?
Yeah, that's cool.
Awesome.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, hey, everyone.
Woo!
Y'all want to grab a seat here? We got some room.
Uh,
now.
Yeah, tight. Yo. Yo.
Lovely weather we're having
Yeah. Yeah.
tonight. Where do we begin? Where do we even... maybe we'll just start with everyone can say their name or the name of their fursona, rather.
Neon Raven.
Ryder or Shepherd.
What'd you say?
Of their fursona, rather.
Neon Raven.
Neon Raven.
Ryder or Shepherd.
Ryder or Shepherd?
Coma.
Rouse. Chess.
Kumo Realze. Haki Realze kind of sounds fire, I can't lie. Yeah. Okay, Realze is a good one, yeah.
It's nice to meet you. Gallon Raven.
Ryder or Shepherd. Coma.
Rouse. Chess. Nice to meet you.
Like chess, not like I'm playing checkers, you're playing chess? Wait, no. Fuck.
Galleon the Deer.
Nyx.
I'm Scout. You know me.
You're able to use that if you're getting hot in the mask or need extra air.
Yeah, it's just so you can chill it out. Like,
I want to know how you guys landed on these specific fursonas.
I'm a really big fan of birds.
And that's it.
That's it.
And is a raven your favorite bird, or?
Well, actually, this is supposed to be a parrot, but I like ravens too.
I've always had an insane fascination for foxes.
That's not no damn parrot.
partial, so I have another persona, the main one, but this one, I just love dogs, blue dogs.
It all started with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, brother.
This is Rouse. He's a video game character from Deltarune.
I was about to say I recognize
I'm a cosplayer, so I made this whole thing.
you.
Oh, yeah, see, just cosplay, bro.
What? How did you land on this?
Okay, so this is kind of a mix of two deer species. First one is the Chinese water deer. They're called musk deer. They've got fangs.
I'm familiar with those.
Yeah, they're really neat. But the
okay.
main thing was American whitetail.
And do you have a full suit, or is this?
I guess for the people that are uninitiated, you got a full suit, which is like the whole body deal you got going on here, and then
That's serious. Same shoe size as me.
then you've got people like me, the partial suiters. Partial suiting is typically where a lot of people get started because it kind of lets you dip your foot in the water without having to commit the big G's to wearing a big carpet.
I just saw this one online and I was like, I love the colors. I like that it kind of feels like space, like colors and theme.
Are you guys hot in the suits right now?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you guys want to take them off? We can shoot the shit a little bit more.
Dang, they actually take it off?
Hold on.
Oh, I knew she was black.
It's a form of escapism.
So I think you hit a nail on the head in a sense because everyone's story is gonna be a little different. But I think escapism, huge one. Everyone I know ever that's gotten a suit is like, I can dance my ass off.
So, hold on. The guy on the right, he decided that it would be a good idea to wear a full-on face mask under that big ass head. Or maybe he's just predicting his identity, and I'm being like, not saying, my fault.
A little different. But I think escapism, huge one. Everyone I know ever that's gotten a suit is like, I can dance my ass off and not worry about it. People are obviously still observing you and looking at you, but they don't know it's you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Some
an
peop-
opportunity to be faceless.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some people keep their identity a straight up secret.
There's a lot of military people that are furries, a lot of IT, a lot of scientists. So it's like
Military. Hold on. You're telling me people that serve this country, people that program the apps on our phones, and people that find cures to new diseases can all be furries? Okay.
it's just a good opportunity to be a goofy little guy for a little while.
Yeah.
Deal with the hate and the scrutiny that you get.
Like in my case, that I was a Mexican fur, it's just different. The hate is different. Like people overage just think that this is weird and that it's gay.
I've never really had an experience where someone has been directly, like, physically doing anything with me in suit. For the most part, people are really sweet.
It's probably just an online thing where people have their 4 cents to give and not.
Sort of. If suitors are walking around at night, people were driving by and literally just full force
Crazy.
and rocks from their
Crazy,
car.
bro.
A lot
Yeah,
of
that's
people
fucked up.
Understand it. Straight up like fear it.
This was catching my eye on the boat. Can you break that down, the thought process on that?
So instead of like a parrot on a pirate ship, it's a pirate ship on a parrot.
Because like birds don't have tails, but this does. Because it's a fantasy.
Damn. It got all. That's highly bro. It's highly detailed too.
Yeah. So that's actually something that a lot of people will wear to show other people who they are. It's art that depicts your persona that you can take to fur meets or conventions or whatever.
Is there ever beef in the furry community where it's like, oh, that's so and so, you don't say nothing to them?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with any small subculture is there's going to be infighting, especially one where it's so identity based. People take everything very, very personally.
I had a
Okay.
question about this too, like, with all due respect, I know you guys are boyfriend. That's like okay.
Oh,
You're thick as hell.
gave your shit thunder thighs, bro.
What's
Christ.
in there?
So what I actually have in here to imitate it, my first maker added ads.
Crazy,
Have
fellas.
Actual legs to it. I can't do it with the heels, so I have actually like my paws
Oh.
They're actually pretty big.
These suits that have the padding in them, it's a workout. You actually have to plan, like, I need to hydrate
Oh,
space
oh yeah.
I need to make sure that I
Oh.
stretch before I do this. And then, like, the feet,
I
even,
work out.
it's so hard to move in them.
I see.
It's like waddling.
It can say a lot about who they are, like the same way that, that how you dress can say a lot about who you are. At the end of the day, it is a costume and we are people.
That's the thing is like.
Yeah, yeah, that is true.
Like, no one's ever like, oh my gosh, you play video games. Your whole life must be video games all the time, and you go to the video games. You go to the video game, and you play a video game. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's the same thing with this.
I feel like there's some.
Yeah, yeah, I guess.
Like the anime
I guess that's true.
people and the gamers and I don't know, the goths or the punks or whatever. What's that Venn diagram look like?
There are different spaces, but there is definitely overlap, especially with anime. Like even just cartoons like Zootopia, that's all gonna have like overlap.
And do y'all belong to any other? Would you put yourself in any other category?
Oh my god, yeah.
Anime.
Right.
That's
Anime.
No. Hold on. Let's not get one thing twisted, bro. Y'all is not a part of me, okay? Come on, man. Please, man. Like, there's like, I don't know, some other thing right around the corner, bro.
Like people just go to the park or go to a bowling alley or they just hang out like a social event, like just
Tomorrow.
a meetup thing, you know.
So then, when's the next event that you guys are going to?
You know, actually, there's a furry event happening tomorrow, and I could try to see if I can.
You know what?
Come in, if that's something you're interested
Chat,
in.
just keep an open mind.
Tomorrow. Am I
See
allowed
how
to
this
go?
furry event is.
Oh, yeah, please. I think everybody would really enjoy it, honestly.
Okay. Shit. Well, you said you don't have to dress up. Are people gonna judge me if I come dripped out like I am now? This is drip, by the way.
No. But I mean, if you want to dress up, feel free. But there's absolutely no pressure to.
I'm there. 11 a.m. Brian's coming too.
Yeah, let's go. Where was it? A public park?
I signed a contract. I had to sign contract. Everybody signed it and everything. Just some things because this isn't something open to the public. This is like a members only sort of vibe. But wait, there's more.
Did this guy buy a gorilla suit, bro?
Kids, which are part of the thing. You see it. Second part, my logic was like, you know, they're kind enough to let me into the function. Like, if you go
Holy
to a
shit,
football game,
Ryan
bro,
dressed
wear
up
the
as a
colors, bro.
monkey.
Put on a jersey or something. That's good, right?
Oh,
I'm part rat.
oh, that's not a monkey. My fault.
Part 8. You know, I didn't think that I'd be doing this, but this is for the viewers. We in the ball pit with it. We in the ball pit. Oh, hello. Who are you?
My name is Cat Craze, and obviously I'm a cat.
What's your name?
My name is Luxo.
Astro.
And Astro, what exactly are you?
Raccoon.
Mars the axolotl. Freeho the dog.
Today I'm here with. What exactly are you?
Whoa, hold on. We got some characters here. Hold on.
A raccoon.
Hey, I'll remember Rocket looking like that next.
Mars the
I'll remember an axolotl having fur next.
axolotl. Freeho the dog.
Today
I can imagine that dog being named Freeho. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm here with.
So when they go, is that like a voice box changer, or like do they manually create that voice with their larynx? Also, that beak, bruh. Wait.
Are you?
Raccoon.
Mars the axolotl. Freeho the dog.
Today I'm here with. What exactly are
Nah, that 7 bands on that. They spent 7 bands on that head. That shit crazy. I'm not lying.
you?
Well, I'm a red fox.
How did you land on that?
Raccoons are actually my favorite animal.
You know, ever since I was a kid, red foxes were kind of like my favorite animal.
The axolotl. That's interesting. Those are those little pink things.
They are, yeah. The ones that are found
They're not
in,
furry,
the
though.
Mexico rivers.
So what got you into the furry community?
Yo, this is not real. Wait, so if that's like a thing that converts their words into chirps, can they like turn that off and speak normally? Because we cannot understand them for shit. Nah, they actually spent so much money on that.
about fursuiting appeals to you?
I get to be somebody else. I get to play another character.
Yeah,
Helps me
that's
get
definitely the
comfortable
appeal,
with who I think I
especially
am
with
and how I would
cosplay
like others
itself.
to perceive me as.
My inspiration for how the way mine looks is actually from a childhood toy that I've had since I want to say around 9 or 10 years old, and I just leaned into more of making him into this real life persona.
Normally, I'm very secluded in real life, and I tend to be socially anxious, but once I put the head on, I can start to get a little bit more creative and more energetic.
Yeah, because
so I can
like
start
putting a mask on is, you know what? No, I'm not sorry for pausing. But putting the mask on, it's kind of like having that kind of online persona that you get with actually being online but in person. So that's why it like lets people be a bit more free with themselves in person instead. You know what I'm saying?
to be more comfortable around others. It's just nice being able to connect together and talk about our own little guys that we've made.
But what drew you to the furry community?
I really like Five Nights at Freddy's, so that game I thought was
Oh,
pretty
touch it?
neat. And I was like, I want my own animal creature that's like the animatronics. They're like a bunch of different animals, so I was like, oh, I want my own that is like that. Drawing them and creating my own stuff just based off of that is where I kind of just grew further into finding about furries.
What was the inspiration behind the suit?
Oh, Christ. Hi, shit.
Talons too? Do you think that wearing this could help you get out of your shell more in real life?
For me, I would like to get more comfortable with myself so I can start to be more expressive around
Yeah, exactly.
others in my daily life. But for now, I think this is a good like intermediate to help practice so I can get more familiar around it, because as somebody struggling with social anxiety, it's been very tricky for me to try to socialize with new people.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's okay practice, but at one point you're gonna have to take it off. But he probably knows that, so.
Talking with others.
How do you feel about sharing your hobby to your siblings, to friends, coworkers, etc.? Do you keep it private and not say anything, or are you like, yep, this is what I do? And
For me personally, I don't share it out as often as I should. Not that I'm ashamed of it. I like being a furry. It's fun. It's interesting. I like it for it to be brought up naturally in a conversation. Like when someone says, "Oh,
Okay.
I like Halloween," and like, "Oh, me too. I actually have this costume right here that I can wear 24/7 whenever I want to." And they're
Okay.
Like, wow, so you're a furry? And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I'm loud and proud. I guess they find out first. I'm chill with it. I'm like, oh, you know I'm a freak? Oh, that's cool. Sometimes they'll be like, oh, aren't they like weird? And you know, you have to kind of like explain to them what's going on. After that, I think they're like, oh, you know what? That's actually pretty cool.
I'm just out and open about it. I don't let anyone really judge me for it. Like, sure, it's a little weird, but even my coworkers, friends, like they see what I'm doing and they're like, wow, that's like really cool. That's really interesting. At least the people that I've met haven't really found it to be like off-putting or weird, really.
But maybe that's just because they're trying to be nice.
don't like what you do or think it's weird. Yeah, it's like brush it off.
Well, there's always going to be haters for anything that you do. At times, I can find myself sort of ignoring it in a way. I'm just like, well, they don't know. It makes me happy. And I think focusing on what makes me happy that doesn't hurt others is
Bro, look at the difference in the quality of fur, bro. Like, yo, I sound weird as shit right now. But take for example, Rhino, like on the right, like the cheap ass suit. Yeah, I can't speak. The cheap ass suit he bought, bro. Like it looks mangled compared to like this person's. Like, no wonder that shit cost you, bro.
most important to me at the end of the day.
Don't be scared about what other people think about us, and just embrace who you think you are. I myself was stressed about it originally, but it doesn't matter about those guys. There's gonna be somebody that's not
Yeah, at the end of the day, you is not as important as you think. So like, just do whatever the fuck you want.
I'm gonna be honest, I ignore it. If you give the time of day of your life to people who just want to ruin you or want to make you feel bad, I feel like that's giving them power. I guess just ignore them. Of course, obviously, like if they're gonna start being like hostile directly towards you, like, hey, what the fuck? That's where you be like, okay, you need to chill, you need to back the fuck up and stuff like that. But normally, you know, just keep your cool, walk around,
Yeah.
just ignore them.
Do you think the fursona that you have, or the bird sona that you have, do you think that that is an extension of you, or do you think it's a completely different identity and there's essentially two identities? Okay, a bit of both.
Mixed way.
A bit of both. How long do you see yourself doing this? Could be forever.
I don't see any point when I'd want to stop. It might stay like on the down low and separate from my usual like work and school life, but I still intend to do this for a long time. I really enjoy this community and I enjoy this as a hobby.
What do you think your purpose is in life?
I guess for me, I guess just survive. You know, make enough money
Yeah.
for you to be able to like be okay in the future. I
Yeah.
have siblings, right? My mom's all the way in Mexico. I'm taking care of them right now. And I guess
Mm.
my very, very first priority right now is just to make sure they're okay.
I like that. That's
That's good.
If
That's
nothing
good.
lasts forever, does anything really matter?
Nothing lasts forever, but I think it lasts forever in the sense of how we pass it on to generations. Stories last forever, but people may not.
But let's assume, everything explodes at one point. Does anything have any meaning?
For me personally, that's an uncertainty that I'm willing to bank off of, so I would rather try and do something at the end of the day than
The
to
shit?
do nothing because I think that it means something.
And if it ends up to not having one and everything crumbles, well, at least you lived your life fully expressive and doing what you wanted to do.
Exactly, I tried.
We got a lot of burping. We got the egg.
Mm.
Favorite pin, or what's the thoughts on the
That
pin?
meanie's pretty cool though.
What is it about people who are autistic that draws them to the furry community?
Again, I think it's just that sense of welcoming in the community that people like. And again, there's a lot
I didn't
of
even
people
think about
can
that.
relate to you.
Like
So
people with like
there's gonna be a lot of
mental
people with similar
disabilities
experiences, and they can help
being able
provide
to
advice,
more
'cause
openly
I
like
myself,
express
have been diagnosed
themselves
with Asperger's syndrome when I
in
was
this
younger
type of
in elementary
environment.
school. It's gotten a lot better, but it's
Because
been
of
really
the
interesting
mask.
finally having other people to kind of like talk to and relate about my experiences.
Do you think life is about seeking happiness or meaning?
If you find meaning in something and you kind of like
Meaning
really
equates to
like it,
happess,
I think
though.
that's where
At least for me.
is. If you have something you really like, you
Yeah.
have passion for it, and you're like, oh, you know what, this is awesome. I feel like that's happiness.
When people meet you, when all is said and done, how do you want people to remember you?
I just want people to remember me in a good light, as in like, oh, I feel like
Yeah, everyone
this
does.
person made me feel like I could be trusted or I
Mhm.
could be myself. Like I really want people to remember me as someone who helped them in a way.
Is it better to live with comfortable lies or harsh truths?
There's never going to be a life where it's just going to be comfortable. For you to be able to live okay, you're going to have to face some harsh truth, you know? If you're just living in comfort, you're not going to learn anything. You're not going to know anything.
Yeah.
And what is this on the back here with the flag?
America.
You heard it.
Mexico.
And any last words, anything you want to get off your chest? Couldn't have said it better myself. A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor.
Absolutely, yeah. For you to be a skilled sailor, you have to go through, rough winds, rough tides. You got to learn how to maneuver the boat. Because if you're always in like a calm sea, nothing happens. You're just like, oh, I'm fine. You're not going to know what's going to happen whenever like a big wave, comes, right?
And when a big wave comes, you'll get wiped the hell out.
Absolutely.
And this is all
Mm.
custom? Because I've never seen this. Completely custom.
Check this out.
Oh hell no. Oh, okay. It's one thing to dress up as like what's that, like a peregrine falcon, and like have every word you say come out as a chirp, right? It's another thing to chase the actual fucking birds around, bro. What are you doing? Please lock in, man.
Yo, you can't write that.
Not actually, you can't write that.
Right when he was here and squeaking, they were like looking at him. The birds were like, they were
What?
walking, they were walking
They were?
towards him, and then he freaked them out.
Time for the group photo. So at this point, we all got together and took a group photo. They let me sit front and center. Everyone who was at Z's house, who I spoke to the day before, all came to this meetup. It was actually kind of nice becoming friends with them the night before, and they introduced me to more people, and we really just hung out and talked. I said I was hungry, and they immediately got me a cheeseburger and fruit snacks. I
Oh,
could
that's
tell they were
nice.
really going out of their way to make sure I was comfortable and having a good time. We ended up putting the cameras down, and I just hung out with everyone for another couple hours. But what I thought was interesting with this group of people was that they embraced me in a way where I felt like I didn't have to put on an act or a facade. I could say corny and embarrassing stuff and didn't have to worry about anyone
That's good.
slandering me or judging me. I've been to a lot of social events throughout college, a lot of LA parties. You tend to have surface level conversations with people. You go to events and sort of hope that people like you and think that you're cool. I don't know if I'm speaking for everyone here, but I feel like you kind of have to censor yourself when you're in public, and you have to present a sort of palatable, toned down version of yourself
Yeah.
in an attempt to not come across
Always.
as weird to other people. But when I was with these people, I was able to just be me. Nobody cared that I was a YouTuber. Nobody made any judgments about who I was or who they thought I was. They didn't care about why I was there. They just sort of accepted me and wanted to get to know me. It was a really refreshing feeling, and it's a feeling that I'll never forget.
Well, I guess this is it.
I guess so.
I want to say I really appreciate you for taking this time to welcome me into your community because, you know, in my line of work, I deal with a lot of scrutiny all the time. And the way that you and all your friends welcome me into your world, it made me feel so special and so important that I couldn't have asked for anything more. So I just want to say I really am grateful for you and all your friends.
Of course, honestly, and you know, we face a lot of scrutiny ourselves, and it was really cool to see somebody come out and really paint us in a positive light and be so open-minded to understand, you know, what we're all about. So I really appreciate it, really.
Wow. Thank you. I guess this is where we part ways. I guess I'll see you later.
Yeah, see you around. Hey, wait.
Yeah?
This anime ass shit. Oh my god, that's anime ass shit.
Awesome.
Hey, wait.
Yeah?
Stay weird.
Yo, wrap wrap it up, wrap it up. A few days after the meet, Confetti sent Rhino a gift in the mail to commemorate his first furry meetup. Oh, that's kind of wholesome, I can't lie. Yeah, that is wholesome. See Rhino roommate friends to this day. Okay. So the main takeaway from this is, well, from what I at least got, is that, you know what I'm saying, furries are still people. And for some people, it's actually easier to talk to others while they're in this kind of persona because of the mask. The kind of shield that allows them to be more expressive and do them. You know, it's not too bad. They're obviously way worse.
喜べ少年